a special one by just being ourselves and loving ourselves just the way we are. Let go. Got Charlamagne on CNN. See what he talking about. Charlamagne Da Goddess. Let's see. Let go.
She thinks that she believes Donald Trump is a fascist, got a lot of headlines because it was the first time she said it. She's been going along for days saying, Mark Milley said he's a fascist. This person said this. You raised the question of authenticity in your interview with her. And that was an authentic moment where she says, yeah, I do think he's a fascist. And
I don't even know what the fuck a fascist is.
I think that's why it had a reaction. Donald Trump, he, for whatever you think about him, if you like him, if you hate him, he is certainly who he is. He's shown us who he is every single day.
Yeah, which is a fascist. And it's crazy because you still don't have news networks having that conversation. Yeah. Like when somebody says, when somebody questions Kamala Harris's blackness or is he a DEI hire, y'all will have roundtable.
I really need to look up fascists.
Discussions about that, asking that question. How come you're not having roundtable discussions asking, is Donald Trump a fascist? Actually, not even asking it, stating it. I mean, when you look at the things that he's talking about doing, jailing journalists, jailing his political opponents, turning the military on American citizens. The guy said he wanted to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. How come that is not the topic of discussion on networks like CNN every day?
But do you think that, you were raising this with Kamala Harris about her own authenticity, about her own willingness to just say things that aren't crafted. Do you think she needs to do more of that? Trump's going to go. Trump's going to go.
Hold on, fascism. It's a far-right authoritarian and ultra-nationalistic political ideology movement characterized by dictatorial leader. And why do they keep on saying this stuff? Why do they keep on saying this about Trump when he was just president the last time, just not too long ago? Did none of this stuff happen? Where's all this coming from?
Apparently, apparently Trump's is going to tape a thing with Joe Rogan. Do you think she should?
Like Kamala been saying about Hitler and all this stuff. What is all this?
Should do that?
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why
Who he putting in the camp? Who he say he putting in the camp?
Want to elect somebody who's talking about.
See, yeah, I don't need to be president because you'll be going to a camp.
Mass deportation. I don't know why.
Mass deportation. If you got illegal aliens and you here illegally, get your ass on up out of here.
We're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election, aren't we?
You want to terminate the Constitution by letting illegal aliens here, let them live here.
To be a patriotic country. Whenever somebody like Colin Kaepernick takes the lead in this country, everybody talks about, oh, that's so unpatriotic. But a guy can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election, and nobody cares. And like even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
Well, I think you give a damn who's elected president, and
yeah,
I'm asking
if that president is a fascist. That's talking about putting people in camps. That's talking about, once again, terminating.
I ain't saying nothing about no putting people in no camps. Why do these people be lying?
The Constitution.
I just had a talk with the people today talking about, he said drink bleach. Okay, bet you $500. He ain't say drink bleach. Well, okay. When it pop up, this is a different story.
Overthrow the results of an election. That's talking about, jailing his political opponents. Yeah. Like that rhetoric doesn't scare people.
Well, we talked about this.
If your ass cheated and broke the law, your ass need to go to jail.
Every single, this is what
I don't think
I've been talking about this every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this network about is Kamala Harris black than I do about, Donald Trump being a fascist.
Well,
am I wrong, Angela?
Honestly, that's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, no. Hold on, Anderson.
That's
Go ahead, Anderson.
No, I'm not.
And how CNN playing that?
I'm not. Look, I'm a huge fan of yours.
Okay.
But to say that we're sitting around
Why you gonna say that's bullshit? I'm not a motherfucker be cussing.
discussing is Kamala Harris black, like
I've seen that. I've seen those
that's
roundtable
definitely
discussions
on.
a lot. Now
That's
that's
true.
bullshit, Anderson. For you to say that y'all don't have those conversations.
I've never asked.
Nah, he gotta say it's bullshit. He gotta say it's bullshit back because he said it's bullshit. Should have took the high road and not said a goddamn thing.
Somebody is.
I'm not saying
Kamala
you.
Harris
I
Not
said the
you.
network.
He said the network. He
I
did
don't
say
think
the
anyone
network.
I don't think any anchor on this network has been going around saying, "Is she black?"
Y'all have never
It's
had
definitely, it's definitely
we have
been.
had. Look, I'm sure we have
She's definitely not black.
had, nutty people or people who have strongly held beliefs who I may disagree with, who
Yeah.
somewhere on some panel have said something, but
Yeah.
I will just
But
speak up for what I do on the show.
She over there struggling trying to get a word in.
I do believe it's important to get people different viewpoints as long as they're willing to have a legitimate conversation. What I
But
don't like are surrogates who come out and just spout talking points that they don't even believe, and those are people I tried to eliminate from having ever on the air again.
I think no network has honest conversations about Donald Trump. Nobody's had honest conversations about Donald Trump since 2016. I saw last night they were talking about, the double standard.
Breakfast Club did when y'all was talking about you didn't want your tax dollars to pay for them booty boys, booty bandits surgery.
That exists between Donald Trump and the vice president, but it's always a double standard with Trump, whether it's with Hillary, whether it's against Biden, now with Kamala. We talk about him being a threat to democracy, but we don't treat him like one.
I don't know what.
Because he's not a threat to democracy. Jackass.
You've been watching, but I don't know of any Trump supporters out there or people who like him who are tuning in to me every night to try to get, to be validated in their opinions. I don't know. I don't know. I disagree.
I don't think it's about validating. What you mean, validating the Trump?
Well, you're saying that we're not. That I guess you're saying I'm not discussing all the things he is saying and doing and pointing it out and talking to, what John Kelly. I mean, this has been discussed. There's nobody. Let me just say, there is nobody on the planet
This motherfucker doing Kamala right now. This is a fucking word salad.
who has not heard and seen pretty much everything Donald Trump has said and knows.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Well, knows who he is, whether they believe it or not, whether they care or not.
When the vice president said that to you last night, she said, "I don't think enough people know." I 100% believe enough people have not heard his rhetoric. What do you think, Angela?
I think they heard the rhetoric. And I think that's all they heard is the rhetoric. I think that's what the problem is. The media just playing all the rhetoric. Never none of the real conversations. Matter of fact, like a Joe Rogan, that interview, real.
I was just about to say, can y'all tag me in? I'm never doing this remote with y'all ever again.
Angela, yes. It's the problem of being on satellite. Yes.
I
talk,
know,
please,
it is the
come in.
problem. No, I was just going to say, I think what you're saying is fair, that there have been roundtable discussions where y'all raised this. I think the problem is it would be nice for, you to cut to camera and say, I'm looking right here, right now. Y'all, Kamala Harris is a black woman.
Right,
Let's move right along.
Yeah,
But
yes.
I was going to say,
Who gonna look in the camera and say that? Because she not a black woman.
to your colleague's credit, Jake, right after the town hall yesterday, he said that you all had the opportunity to critique what Kamala Harris' policy proposals were, what her positions were, what her recommendations were, whether or not she answered her question fair enough, because, ta-da, she's the only one that showed up for the town hall.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a
She's supposed to come to the Catholic event or whatever church there was. The dinner. She didn't show up to that. That was more important. And he didn't debated y'all in 2 times. I ain't finna keep on debating the whole Democratic Party, debating the moderators. Yeah, he out there with the people at the barbershop, bitch.
A debate. He said that. I think that the point is we don't hear those things enough, and it has been a threat. We cannot say, oh, Kamala is going on with Joe Rogan, or no, I'm sorry, Donald Trump is going on with Joe Rogan, but Kamala's choosing Club Shay Shay. Debate it. Like it's like, what is he going to say when he goes on?
Here's
Joe Rogan?
here's what I've been saying, which is it is a double standard because Kamala Harris has policies and she talks about her policies. And you may think she doesn't talk in detail enough about her policies, and plenty do. And
she said that she can't even explain the shit.
I pushed her on that last night. I quizzed. I try to look at the policies from different, but
you pushed a little hard now. I give him credit for that. He pushed on her and tried to get her to. Yeah, he kind of pushed a little more harder than old boy on Fox. He pushed. I can say harder than boy on Fox, but he pushed. He was surprisingly tough.
But she's got stated policies, and you can look them up. Donald Trump does not have policies.
Oh, there you go.
The
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and we say, I mean, this is nothing new. We talk about this all the
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, you just say some bullshit, and then that's what he talking about.
time.
That man do have policies. And he been a president before with experience. With this Kamala does not. Because nobody want to hear about how Lon, growing up middle class, everybody know the whole speech, word for word.
Doesn't have.
I was a prosecutor.
Does not have his policy in the 2016. His policy for Iraq was taking Iraq's oil by using U.S. soldiers to surround the oil fields and extract the oil somehow and bring it to America. I mean, literally. And I was like, that's not a thing. So that's been going on now. That's what
you just did. What you
Yeah.
just did is what I would like to hear more pundits do, because a lot of times we ask
But
ask
the host.
answers.
All right,
Like
but let me-
we
right,
say
but-
things like,
but let me
"Do
tell
you
you-
think Donald Trump is a fascist?" Like I think we kind of got enough
you know
evidence
what?
to know that answer.
I'm not a pundit. I'm not
No, we
interested.
don't.
I don't think my opinion is particularly interesting for viewers out there. I'm interested in.
I disagree.
He still hollering
you can
back over
quibble
there.
with
I
it.
disagree with that
Okay,
too,
you can quibble
Anderson.
with it, but I believe in asking questions
they
and probing
you're not
people's
in the
arguments and
conversation.
trying to reveal people's arguments, what's true and what's not. And I'm not on MSNBC for a reason. I'm not on some other network for a reason. I'm on CNN because I want to talk to Republicans. I want to talk to Democrats, and I want to learn from them. I don't think I have the answers. I'm willing to change my mind. People can convince me of stuff all the time. I'm not I don't even know why I'm talking about myself. I don't.
That's some good. I mean, that's a good thing to say.
You know, I'm talking about myself.
No, but Anderson,
But my point
I want
is,
to tell you this.
I think what we're doing here is important because
It
I
is
do
so
think in this
important.
country where, you know what, I got so many, I don't look at comments about myself, but I was looking up some comments about my grief podcast, and I came across this whole inundation from people who are Harris supporters saying to me online today, like, how dare you, what a betrayal that you would ask her these questions.
No,
and
you
I'm
did your
like,
job.
you misunderstand what my job is. I'm not on MSNBC, and no disrespect. What they do is they're very talented.
Yeah, that's disrespect, or saying that they was basically they biased.
But I don't watch it. I'm not interested in watching what these overpaid blow-dried anchors think, and I include myself in that overpaid blow-dried, although I don't blow-dry. I am overpaid, but I don't want. I'm not interested
His hair stand up like Trump.
in the anchor's opinion. I'm interested in facts and letting the viewers make up their own mind. So anyway, I'm sorry this devolved into something else, but this is
I like
fascinating.
that you said that, but I will just say in this moment, some of what we're talking about tonight, Anderson, is not actually an opinion at all. It is just the facts. And you are one of the most trusted voices on television. And it is
No, the hell he ain't.
important in those moments where you know those conversations devolve into nonsense, particularly on the other side of the aisle. Their conspiracy theory, they won't even say her name right. That has to be checked in the moment because that is what fascism looks like. That is
Kamala. You can say it however you want to say it. What the fuck you mean? Nah, I guess not. If somebody said my name wrong, I guess I'd be like, man, what the fuck my name is? Oh, Kamala. I tried to say her name right. Kamala.
is how we start sliding down a very slippery slope, and we cannot afford to be here. The election is 12 days away, and this should not be even what is on the ballot, but democracy's on the line. That is not a partisan issue. It is the truth.
See, they keep on getting on my nerves talking about democracy when their democracy was taken away by them selecting Kamala, and they get to choose they didn't have a choice.
And I think that's what's important for cable news networks in particular to be saying, whether you're on Fox, you're on CNN, or you're on MSNBC. For all of us, that is our responsibility and our patriotic duty.
And now that I know you can literally call bullshit, I
Yeah,
want to
literally.
I want to hear it more.
Charlamagne Da Goddess, thank you. Angela Rye, thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
I appreciate
Anderson.
it.
He had to get that little shot back. Charlamagne Da Goddess, and I don't even know who the other girl was. Anderson Cooper. He talking this bullshit about Trump. He a Trump hater, so fuck Charlamagne Da Goddess. Love yourself. See you next episode. Holla.